Hello everybody. So today I want to talk about using Moreno Valley College's library database. You'll see that I have Google open. Google is another great way to search for information, but if you're really looking for scholarly journals, you want to make sure that you're finding peer-reviewed academic resources. The library database is often an overlooked place to start. Two things you're going to want to have Google open, and I really strongly recommend that you have a blank Word, or I have Pages open because I use Mac, a blank Word document open for a sort of running works cited page that doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to keep track of where you're getting your information and the important details like the name of the author, etc., so that you can make a works cited page later and it can be more formal and put together later. Okay, so I'm going to just type in Moreno Valley College, and then I'll type in library. And if you memorize it, it's just actually mvc.edu.library/library. And I'm going to click on their main page. The next place you want to go to is databases A to Z. And then you can scroll through the various different resources that we have. You can look and read some of them, focus on different areas. I'm just going to click on all EBSCO, but another one I recommend too is opposing viewpoints. So you can use this for argumentative papers, and it shows you many sides. So I find that this resource is particularly useful, and most of what we're going to talk about today applies to opposing viewpoints as well. But I'm going to start with all EBSCO just for today. So I had to cut a portion of the video out just because I didn't want to share my information with all of you guys. So go ahead and fill out your information and then click Submit Query, and it'll take you to the next page. Okay, so after you've clicked on Submit Query, it should take you to this page. Click on EBSCOhost Research Database, so everything's at the top. It's pretty easy to remember. And then again, click select. I usually click Select All. I just stay at the top here. It warns me that it'll slow down response times, but I want to increase the amount of information I might get, so I'm just going to go ahead and continue. Now here we are. This is EBSCOhost's main search page. You can get really particular in terms of what you're looking for. You could, if you know the name of the author of a source you're looking for, you can put author. I just sort of leave it open, and I like to keep it a bit more general. I like to click full text so that I can get access to the text today. I don't have to keep looking for it. I don't have to order it. I don't have to try to find it. And I also like to click scholarly peer reviewed, which narrows my search just a little bit, but I find that it's useful and I can get really good text that way. And you can go through and look at the various other parameters that you can use. So I already know what I'm looking for today. I want to look up video games, and I accidentally typed capitalized video. You'll notice that it really shouldn't matter. And I also want to type in learning. Now, let's say I wanted to type in learn or learning. I could use an asterisk to expand my search. And so if I find that I'm not getting enough information, you're going to want to expand your search. And if you find you're getting too much information, you're going to want to narrow your search by using either more key terms or using asterisks, or not using asterisks, I should say. You can also put in and, or, and not to sort of refine your search and really dial in what you're looking for. Most of this comes down to trial and error and looking for various things and seeing what you get. So I'm going to go ahead and click search now. So just give it a moment. Remember that we did click to select all of the different resources, and that slows things down just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and click on this this first result here. I found that this one I liked, but another important tool that you might notice is that you can really dial in the year. It's generally a good idea to find recently published information, and we'll get to why in just a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It shouldn't change what I'm looking for here though. Simply because I'm looking for video games, and most of the information and scholarship will be fairly recent anyways. So you could click PDF full text if you really think that this is a good source on the topic, but you could also click here and it'll take you to a short abstract page. Okay, so here's the abstract. This is basically a very short summary. You'll notice too that it also gives me other key terms, so I find this useful for looking for new search terms. Perhaps this is a good source, and it can help me find other sources that are similar to it. So you also want to notice some of the tools off to the right. One of the important ones is the citation tool. It's not always perfect. In this case, so I'm going to scroll down to MLA since we're using MLA, although another format that you're going to often use is going to be APA. And I'm just going to copy it, and I'm going to go back to my pages document and paste it there so that I have it. And you notice that it isn't perfect, that there are some things I will want to fix, but it's a good start, and sometimes they are perfect. This one is in the old MLA format, so I'll have to go back later and just fix things, but all the essential information that I need is right there. Okay, so I'll go ahead and close that and move on to the PDF full text. And I sort of already looked at this text and I knew that I liked it. So if I like it, you can go ahead and you can save it or print it. I recommend saving it to a flash drive or just saving it to your computer and downloading it. So you can go ahead and do that. So just click, you might, sometimes, some cases the save file button might be here. Sometimes it shows up down at the bottom. So just move your cursor around and see where it's at. Let's say you like a text. I have a key trick that I like to use. I like this text, so what I would do is I would scroll down and see, okay, who are the references that it's using? Sometimes you'll find that you can learn a lot by other text references. You can find other good sources that you can use in your paper. This source in particular looked good. It says college scholarships for video game players, Mindshift. So I tried this link and it wasn't working, and I noticed that it added extra spaces, but what I tried was I just did a general Google search and I pasted this here, and it took me to that page, and it worked, and I could read my source's source. And so now, instead of just having one source, I have two potential sources for my paper. So I killed, two birds with one stone and made life just a little bit easier on myself. And you can always go to the OWL Purdue and figure out how to cite this. So I would do the same thing I did before, and I'd go back to my pages document, and I'd copy and paste at least the URL. At least the URL, so that I can go back and have access to this. Because if you don't have the essential information like the name of the author, etc., then you can't use it in your paper. Okay, so those are the basics, and once you're done, you can go back to your results and you can continue to search for more information. But I hope that you found this quick tutorial useful and that it helps you find information for your papers.